In this video, I also share the process of lengthening the basic bodice from being a waist length bodice to being a hip length bodice. Hi guys, it's Lami of LabelledByLami. You're welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will be sharing with you the process of sewing the simplified basic bodice pattern that we drafted in the last video. If you like, you can call this video the concluding part of that particular video, because in this video I also share the process of lengthening the basic bodice from being a waist length bodice to being a hip length bodice. I will link the previous video in the description box below. Please make sure to watch it immediately after watching this, because it's going to make some part of this particular video clearer to you. And please don't forget to drop your questions, your thoughts, suggestions and comments in the comment section. I will attend to them as soon as I can. And guys, please do not forget to support the channel by subscribing to it, and please turn on your bell notification so that you get notified as soon as my videos drop. Okay, let's not waste more time. Let's get straight into the video.
So this is the simplified basic bodice pattern that I shared with you in the last video. I have the link to the video in the description box. Kindly watch it to understand how to draft these basic bodies using the Natalie Bray's method, but in a very simplified way. In today's video, I will be showing you how to lengthen this basic bodice pattern. As it is right now, it is drafted for the length to sit on the natural waistline, and this is okay for crop tops, or if a skirt would be joined to it to make a dress, or a trouser to make a jumpsuit. But what if I just want to make a hip length garment without a waistline joining? Well, that's exactly what I will be sharing with you now. Before I begin, let me mention that if this was a hip length pattern from the start, I would have started by using my half hips measurement plus 1 inch and 1/4, because as you would later see, my hips measurement is bigger than my bust measurement. That would have saved me the stress of adding paper to my pattern later on, so please take note of this. Anyway, let's begin the process of lengthening our waist length basic bodice. This is how it works. I will divide my half hip measurement into 2, and that gives 9. Now 9 inches will be allocated to the back hip, while 10 inches and 1/4 will be allocated to the front hip. Then I measure from the center front, the front hip measurement, and it appears my paper is short by some inches, because like I mentioned earlier, my hip measurement is larger than my bust measurement, so technically I have to add extra paper to get the desired measurement. Anyway, since the back isn't affected, I will proceed to lengthen it first, and I am doing so by measuring my waist to hip measurement, which is about 8.5 inches below my natural waistline. Mark that and roll across. Now from the center back on the hip line, I will measure 9 inches, which is my hip divided by 4. Once that's done, I will extend my center back waist shaping to the hip line like so. For the back side seam, I basically can choose to extend the inner or outer seam depending on the kind of fit I am going for. But for the purpose of this section of the video, I will extend both seams to the hip like so. Now I am done lengthening the back bodice. To lengthen the front bodice, I will have to add more paper to the pattern paper to get my accurate hip measurement. So I will first cut and separate the two patterns. Now that I have separated the patterns, I need to add more paper that will enable me measure my hip measurement. So now I will proceed to add more paper and then impute the measurement, and like I did in the back, I will shape and extend both side seams to the hip like so. And that's it. I am done lengthening the front bodice. And because we have lengthened the front and back bodice, we also need to lengthen the dart, and that's just basically extending the dart to about 5 inches below the waistline on the front and back bodies, and that's it. I'm done with the lengthening process. Now I will go ahead and cut the patterns out. And for the purpose of this video, since I am making a basic block, I will be using the outer seam and ensuring that I get my half waist measurement plus 3/4 extra. That is 27 divided by 4 gives 6 inches and 3/4, plus extra 3/4 of an inch equals 7.5 inches, and I will just go ahead and rule my grain lines. And now it's time to cut on muslin. Here I have laid my back pattern on the muslin and added 1/2 inch allowance to the shoulder and armhole, 1 inch to center back and side back, and 3/4 of an inch on the hem. Now I am trying to transfer my dart to the muslin, and I will be using this smooth serrated tracing wheel, and I will just use the tracing wheel to trace out the dart like so. I am zooming in on the muslin so you can see the dart print that I now have on the fabric. Seeing that my darts are now printed on the fabric, I will go ahead to cut my fabric. I will also trace out the waist darts using my chalk and then chalk them out like so. I will go ahead and cut and also establish my notches, and that's it. The back bodice is all lengthened. Now for the front bodice, I will be using the straight center front line since I am not planning to have any closure on the front. To understand my point well, please watch this video popping on the screen right after watching this so you can understand what I am trying to explain well. I will also put the link to the video in the description box. Please watch it for better understanding. So now I will go ahead to add my sewing allowance to the front bodice, same as I did for the back. 3/4 of an inch for the hem, 1 inch for the side front, 1/2 inch for the armhole and shoulder slant. I will also mark my notches and trace out my darts using the tracing wheel, and then making it more pronounced with my chalk as I did with the back pattern. I will then cut it out. Now all the patterns are ready and it's time to sew. To sew this pattern, I have my matching thread, zipper and bias tape to finish the neckline and armhole. And now I will move to the sewing machine. I have joined all the darts together. Next, I will pin my patterns together. Notice that the front shoulder slant seem to have this extra fabric. This is because of its shape. However, I will be trimming it off so that I have an equal seam and straight seam as the back shoulder slant, and I will take it to the sewing machine to join it all. Here, the side seams are joined and nicely pressed, and here is what it's looking like. After attaching the zipper, this is what it looks like. It's looking really nice and nicely shaped. Now I will go ahead and search through the rough edges and then finish the neckline and armhole with the bias tape. Now guys, this is the moment of truth. This is me fitting the bodice, and I absolutely love the fit. So that's it guys. Till you see me again in the next video, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and have yourself some fabulous time. Bye.